Okay, I'm going to do an update video about my acoustic neuroma. Well, I may not look any better on the outside, but I feel better on the inside. It's been about 2 months now since I had my acoustic neuroma removed, and I'd say it's just in the last 2 to 3 weeks that things have started to feel better. The effects of the acoustic neuroma and what happens after the operation is amazing because it affects almost every single part of your body. I was expecting a few things to be affected, but I wasn't expecting as many different parts of my body to be affected in so many negative ways. So I mean, just some of the things that I had when I came out, I had, of course, loss of balance, which I already had going in, and loss of my hearing from the operation, feeling sick, of course I had that, and I had this weird spinning in my head. My head was always spinning, and it wasn't that I was seeing things spinning. It was like being on like the tilt-a-whirl kind of ride, but it was 24 hours a day, and like if you closed your eyes and you were on the ride, you would still feel the effects of the centrifugal forces and stuff like that. So I still feel, I felt like I was on it, although things weren't spinning visually. Like I didn't see anything spinning. I felt that my head felt like I was spinning, and actually you kind of felt drunk. You had that feeling like you're drunk, and I mean I wasn't expecting that, because that really threw me for a loop, feeling that all the time. Even if you lay down, close your eyes to go to sleep, you're still feeling that spinning. And sometimes it was slow, and sometimes it was really fast, just like you're on this ride. Another thing too is my perspective was totally like whacked. Everything was like in a Picasso painting, you know, everything is like off to the side. Nothing looked straight. I mean, I would look at the ledge of something, and it looked like everything was... so when you're walking down the street, you're seeing the sidewalk, and it's on this weird tilt, and then your head is spinning, and you're feeling sick, and you got fatigue, and you can... Another thing is, too, it affected my eyesight. First of all, my eyebrows hang over my eyes, so it's covering half of my sight, so when I look up, all I see is like darkness here. But secondly, my vision is not good. Everything is kind of unfocused. My eyes are not able to focus properly. So I've had a problem with my vision, long distance and also short distance too. It's hard to read. I have to keep opening and closing my eyes because there's some kind of liquid that's, I don't know, just I have a hard time seeing now. I had pain in my head. Every little thing made my head just like feel like it's going to explode. Every time I sneezed, any little exertion, like even just going to the washroom, just like the tiniest little bit of exertion would feel like my head was going to explode. So I was in pain for a while there. They gave me medication, so I was taking my Tylenol 3 every day, and a lot of it. In the hospital too, they took very good care of me with lots of painkillers. Every time I had pain, just press for a nurse, and they give you your pain, and you're like, you know, you're like a drug addict. You're begging for your medication. Please, is it time for the medication? So I had that, and then I had this fatigue. I didn't even realize it was fatigue. I had this like feeling like somebody's like pulling you down. Your body feels so much heavier, and it's like everywhere in your body. It's your foot, it's your hands, all your muscles are kind of like affected. Everything is kind of, you're holding up a glass is really hard to do. Your hand is shaky. Your muscles don't work the same. Everything feels sort of like not right. Had that. Top it all up, I had constipation for the whole time I was in the hospital for 5 days, and for about 3 more days when I came back, and I started thinking, oh my God, like what's happening here? And, oh man, my stomach was not feeling good. So another problem was, and this was a really bad problem, insomnia. I did not sleep at all for the 5 days I was in the hospital. As a matter of fact, about 12 to 14 days went by straight with no sleep. I'd go to bed at midnight, 11 o'clock, and I'd look at the clock every 2 minutes, close my eyes, open, look, check, check, check. I mean, literally no sleep at all the whole night. So I'd get out of bed 4 o'clock, and then go back to bed around 6, couldn't sleep, just sit up and try to keep myself busy all night. But it's kind of weird, because once you don't sleep for 6-7 days, and you start to get really, the effects of sleep deprivation start to become really apparent. You start to twitch, you have these uncontrollable twitches, you lose consciousness, and you start like hallucinating, daydreaming, and you don't really have control of it. You just sort of go in and out of like these kind of hallucinations. And the longer it went on, the worse it got. I couldn't sleep, and I was dead tired, and I just started having these twitching kind of jumps, and it was really bad, especially at night. It gets kind of scary, like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, when you're almost begging, like, please sleep, I want to sleep so badly, and you can't. And then I went on the internet and checked insomnia and how to cure, things to do to help cure my lack of sleep. That's really the wrong thing to do. Do not go on the internet and look up insomnia, do a search for insomnia or sleep problems, because it'll scare the shit out of you. I read all kinds of things that I didn't know about, and about diseases where you cannot sleep. Even if you take sleeping pills, there's nothing that can cure you, and you die from lack of sleep. I also read something about after 14 days, you start to have brain damage. So I started getting really scared, called the doctor, and the doctor gave me sleeping pills. And that helped me sleep for probably 2 hours the first day. And then the next couple of days I would be able to sleep for 3.5 hours a night, which at least took away the anxiety of thinking, could I possibly have this disease where you die of lack of sleep, like, well, no sleep. Once your brain is deprived of sleep for a certain amount of time, you die. Now, it doesn't happen right away. It takes a while, but I kept thinking, what if the operation clicked something, or they hit something where now I have lost the ability to sleep? And what if I lost the ability to sleep? What's going to happen if nothing works? Like if if I have this disease. Imagine one day you wake up, you have a disease, and you just cannot sleep. I mean, people have this. And I don't know, I was just worried about, all kinds of things. That, sleep deprivation, brain damage, because my brain was already quite fragile after the brain tumor was taken out. Of course, my brain was quite fragile. Every little movement, my head would kill me, and everything, my vision, my balance, everything is thrown off by just the simplest movement of your head. It's amazing how you just move your head, and boom, everything, like, all your perceptions changes, and you're in, like, incredible pain.